I am sure you would be over the moon when your disapproving mother-in-law wants to make it right with you. I, Giselle, was also happy when my mother-in-law Maria wanted me to come to her retirement party and join the celebrations. My husband Nico had faced a lot of backlash from Maria for marrying me. She didn't approve of the fact that I was a college dropout and did belong to her culture. It got so bad that she didn't even attend our wedding. For 2 years, only Nico had a relationship with Maria. I wanted nothing to do with her. My sister-in-law Shelley always told me that it was a good thing. She said, "You should be glad that you can stay away from Mum. We don't have that luxury yet." "Why are you saying this, Shelley? I would love to know your mother so that we can be a big family." "Listen to me, Giselle. My mother is not a good person. She's a backstabber, but hides it with her fake personality. If people knew her true face, no one would have offered her the position of a teacher. But she's a highly educated woman. Shelley, I'm sure she can't be that bad." "Not all people with a fancy education can be a good person. Look, I like you, so I have to warn you. Don't give in to her sweet words. She's told me countless times that she hates you. She thinks you are beneath her since you don't have a fancy college degree." Yes, I knew Giselle hated me to some extent, but I never knew just how much. Turns out she is a snob and a vicious woman. I still held on to the hope that we would have some relationship for Nico's sake. My husband was over the moon when Maria invited us to her party. He was planning to send her a monthly allowance that would help her retire early. So, he was ecstatic that I would be a part of that celebration. Honestly speaking, I never discouraged Nico from having a relationship with her. I always told him, "Nico, no matter how much she dislikes me, you are still her son. I know it would hurt you to be away from her. I won't mind if you two stay in touch."
"I know that, Giselle. You've always been very supportive of my relationship with Mum. It just breaks my heart that she can't see how much you make me happy. I hope this visit will change her mind."
"I hope so too, Nico. I'll try my best to convince her that I'm worthy of you."
"You are worthy of me and more, Giselle. No matter what my mum thinks, I know the truth. Don't worry, if she tries anything, I'll be there to defend you."
I know I had to leave college due to some family issues, but that didn't mean that I was a dumb girl who mooches off her husband. I had a job that paid decently. I worked hard to be where I am, and I'm sure Maria would realize that soon. I had lots of hope when I flew to her city and stayed at her house. I was on my best behavior and Maria was being civil with me. I was starting to think that there was some hope for us, but one call from Shelley destroyed that. She called me and said, "Giselle, I know Mum has been acting friendly towards you. Don't be fooled by her behavior. She's good at faking her behavior. She still hates you. In fact, she plans to somehow humiliate you in front of her guests tomorrow." "What are you saying, Shelley? How did you know this?" "She's been calling me and telling me her plans. She thought I would support her. When I didn't, she stopped talking and didn't tell me what she was planning. I'm sorry I couldn't be there with you, but I wanted to warn you about it." "Thank you for looking out for me, Shelley. I don't want to tell Nico anything right now, but I will stay alert. If Maria does something, I will tell Nico and deal with her, don't worry. Whatever she does, make sure she doesn't get away with it. Me and Nico are her children, so we can't do much on our own, but we will support you if she humiliates you. To us, you're just as family as Mom." I sincerely thanked Shelley for her kind words and for the little warning she gave me. My instincts became immediately alert after talking to Shelley. The first few days I was having a hard time accepting just how civil Maria was being to me. I had no idea this woman could be so cunning. I also didn't know what to do. I didn't want to involve Nico without proof, so I kept quiet and had my senses on alert. At the end of the party, me and Nico were having a great time. I met a lot of nice people who seemed very friendly, but I occasionally found a few people giving me the side eye even after being friendly to me. I was immediately suspicious of their behavior. I know that Maria was doing something. I decided to find Maria, and guess what I came across? Maria took it upon herself to get hold of all the guests who talked to me. Then their conversations went something like this.
"Your daughter-in-law seems to be a great woman. You must be proud to have her in your life. Nico has chosen a great woman." "It's nothing like that, actually. I am disappointed in Nico. He's such an intellectual man with a great job. I wonder why he chose someone illiterate like Giselle." "What are you talking about, Maria?" Giselle is just a college dropout. I guess her parents' money was not enough to keep her in college. She doesn't even have a good job. She used to work filthy minimum wage jobs before she married Nico. I am sad Nico got a gold digger for himself." I was alarmed to hear what Maria was saying about me. This is just an example of the conversations she had with her guests. And she did it in Spanish. I guess she didn't realize that I'm very fluent in Spanish. She thought I wouldn't understand it. But I did, and her words made me furious. I quickly got hold of Nico and sneakily showed him what Maria was talking about me. He was shocked, embarrassed, and angry about it. I pulled him aside and said, "Look, Nico, I wanted to support your relationship with your mum. Hell, I wanted us to all be a happy family, but I don't think I can let go of this. She is intentionally spreading lies about me and insulting me for dropping out of college." "I'm furious, Giselle. Mum knows why you had to drop out of college. Still, she is going around telling people lies. This is ridiculous. I never should have trusted her. I will go and confront her right now."
"No, Nico. I don't think I want that. It is me who she spreads lies about. I want to teach her a lesson and expose her to everyone. She tarnished my name to these people. I won't let her go." Surprisingly, Nico agreed with what I had in mind. He said that he doesn't care what I do. He was sick and tired of his mum acting like a saint and spoiling my name in secret. So, he told me to take my revenge. I quickly went inside and grabbed a piece of paper. I wrote down a speech and went up to the stage. I took the microphone and announced that I would like to give a speech. When I had everyone's attention, I took a deep breath and started to speak. I said, "Hello, guys. I thank you all for coming here today. I know that my dear mother-in-law Maria doesn't think very highly of me, but I thought I needed to say a few words about her. Maria has told you all numerous stories about how I am an illiterate college dropout who can't even get a degree. Well, I'm not someone who disrespects her elders. But I am going to defend myself here. I had to leave college midway because my father suddenly died from a heart attack. Me and my mum had a very difficult time looking after ourselves. My mum has a disability that doesn't allow her to work. So, I became the breadwinner of the family. I juggled 3 jobs and tried to make it through college. I had really high grades until I left. I had no other choice. I simply couldn't afford to continue college and feed my family. Today, it must be a surprise to you guys to hear me speak in Spanish. I actually know 5 languages very well, and Spanish is one of them. So no, Maria, I'm not an illiterate college dropout who trapped your son into marrying me. And I am not some scheming witch who seems to take you away from him. You were the one who pestered Nico to leave me. You were the one who didn't show up to our wedding because you didn't want Nico to marry me. Throughout the last year, I encouraged him to establish a relationship with you again. It was Nico who refused. I really wanted us to be a family, but today I quit. Just like your retirement from teaching, I'm taking retirement from trying to be your daughter-in-law." I finished my speech and left the stage. People had their mouths hanging out and their eyes went wide. Maria looked really uncomfortable and wanted to be anywhere but there. Nico looked at me with a pained expression and held my hand. Maria was thinking hard about how to handle the situation. She was a teacher, and what I said today had completely destroyed her reputation. She prided herself on being a kind and loving lady. Today I showed everyone how vile and disgusting she is. Maria understood the gravity of the situation. She tried to rectify it and said, "Oh my, I didn't know you could speak Spanish so well. You have misunderstood me, Giselle. I was only joking about college. You don't have to take me seriously." "Oh, really, Maria? Is that why you were going around and telling those jokes even when no one laughed?" "Look, it was only a harmless joke. You are overreacting about this. You need to chill out." "Everyone, do you think I am overreacting? If any of you guys think that I am overreacting, you can raise your hand." No one raised their hands on that. In fact, they were looking at Maria like they wanted to get away from her. The crowd that came had people belonging to the most respected families in the city. Naturally, they wanted nothing to do with a vile and disgusting woman like Maria. They were shocked that a teacher could do such a thing. Some people even started to berate Maria for being such a bad mother-in-law. Maria got desperate, and she said, "Guys, please trust me, it was just a joke.
Giselle is intentionally blowing this out of proportion. She just wants to make this party about herself. Nico, control your wife. She's ruining my day. Why should I, Mum? It is you who said horrible things about her, even when she was present. You intentionally spoke in Spanish so that she wouldn't know what you were saying. Son, you don't understand. It's all part of Giselle's plan. She's doing this to ruin my reputation and turn you against me. I always knew she would do this. You should have married within our culture and avoided this. I heard you tell people nasty things about my wife. You have really disappointed and angered me today. I thought that finally me and Giselle would have a good relationship with you. I really wanted this, Mum. But today, I can see that you will never change. I will protect my wife and cut contact with you. Enough is enough.
Hearing that, Maria started to scream and yell at me. Her mask of being a respectable woman completely slipped off her face. She was yelling and crying to make Nico take back his words. The guests were so in disbelief at the situation that they just started to leave. A few of them scolded her in front of everyone, and others just gave her extremely nasty looks. Maria, in her frenzy, didn't pay attention to it. She was begging Nico not to cut her off while blaming me for the day's incidents. She said, "Nico, you can't do this to me. You can't cut contact with me. I chose to retire from my job because you had promised to take care of me. What will I do now? This is all your fault, Giselle. You are pitching my son against me." Stop it, Mum. Every time you open your mouth, I just find new reasons to cut you off. Yes, I promised to take care of you, but I also promised to take care of my wife. After what you did today, I don't even want your shadow on her. I am your mother, Nico. You can't just abandon me. You can't listen to your witch wife and leave me to fend for myself. You are the one who started this, Mum. Giselle has done everything in her power to make you like her. You just kept insulting her and mocking her. Today you reduced her struggles to nothing in front of all the people. How can I forgive you after that? You didn't even ask Giselle for forgiveness. This is ridiculous. Fine. I will apologize to her. She has ruined my party and my reputation anyway. She didn't even think twice before doing it. I really have nothing else to lose today. I will beg her for her forgiveness. I don't need your apology. It is ironic that you are blaming me for ruining your reputation. All I did was point out what you did today. You didn't think twice before actually spilling my reputation and talking shit about me. Why do you think I should have thought about you? All I asked was an apology from you, Mum. You can't even apologize to my wife after calling her names. Instead, you are turning the blame on her. I am done with you. We will collect our things and leave. Me and Giselle will stay in a hotel till we can catch a flight tomorrow. Maria started to cry loudly and begged Nico not to leave. She continued to berate me and sometimes tried to recruit me into her team. Neither I nor Nico paid any attention to her. We packed our bags and left for a hotel. Maria kept calling us throughout the night until we were forced to block her number. Nico apologized to me for not standing up for me sooner. He said, "I shouldn't have brought you here, Giselle. I know how bad my mother can be. Still, I allowed you to come here and get insulted by my mum." "Nico, don't say that. It's not your fault. I wanted to come here and try to mend some bridges. I was being naive. Thanks for supporting me when I wanted to teach her a lesson." She deserves that, Giselle. Mum likes to have a fake face for the people outside. The community needed to know what a horrible human she was. And I was serious about cutting contact. There is no way she's ever getting a relationship or money out of me. Just hope you can forgive me for not doing this sooner. I assured him that he did good and I didn't have any complaints. After Nico was satisfied with my assurance, we had a good night's sleep. The next day, we caught an early flight and left. When we got back, Shelley called us to get a full account of what happened. Apparently, Maria was still going around telling people that I ruined her party and took her son away from her. Shelley knew that Maria had done something and called me for clarification. When I told her the full story, she was pissed on my behalf. She said, "See, this is exactly what she had been up to before you visited her. She planned to make fun of you with her guests so that no one ended up liking you. This was her plan all along." "Thank you for warning me, Giselle. I was prepared for what I could do. If you hadn't warned me, maybe I wouldn't have known what to do." "That's nonsense, Giselle. Maria might think you are beneath her, but I know what a smart woman you are. I can't believe she's become this cruel. I repeatedly told her to change her ways, but she never listened. I think it's time I cut her off for good as well. You're thinking about cutting her off too? Are you sure about this? Yes, Giselle. She had a lot of problems with my husband as well. She only stopped when I threatened to cut her off. These past few years she didn't say anything directly to him, so I thought she had come to her senses. But now I see that she hasn't improved even a little. I would rather protect my husband now than let him suffer later. Me, Shelley, her husband and Nico talked about our problems with Maria in great detail. We recognized a lot of toxic behavior from Maria and decided to stop contact with her for good. This entire time Maria was calling Shelley, who still hadn't blocked her yet. After hanging up on us, Shelley called Maria and gave her a piece of her mind. She also told her about the no-contact decision on her part, and Maria went absolutely crazy. Shelley hung up before she could start screaming. Shelley later told me that even her husband was relieved that he didn't have to spend time with Maria again. I won't mention here what Maria did to insult him because of privacy reasons, but it would make your blood boil. In the months that followed, Maria was in deep trouble. After the retirement party, everyone knew what a bad person she was. They stopped associating with her and blocked her number. Her old school also refused to take her back since some teachers had reported the incident to the principal. Apparently the school didn't want any drama associated with their name, so they decided not to give her job back. Without her job, and her children's help, she was forced to work at McDonald's for minimum wage. She was old, so learning new skills was out of the question. The only place that would hire her was McDonald's. No one at her work talked to her because they knew that she looked down upon people working minimum wage jobs. Maria had been crying to Shelley about everything and even sending us texts from different numbers. We blocked them as soon as we realized it is her. If she continues to harass us, we might consider sending a cease and desist letter. Nico and I still don't want any contact with her. We are actually pregnant, with twins on the way. We're trying to enjoy the pregnancy and want as little stress as possible. Plus, we don't want our children to grow up around toxic people, so Maria has lost her grandma's privileges as well. I'm sure she'll throw a fit when she discovers the pregnancy, but me and Nico are well prepared to deal with her now. I know I have Nico and Shelley to help me out, if Maria tries to be a witch again. Till then, wish me luck and bless my children so that they can grow up to be good people, unlike Maria.